Busendorfer. Oh, that hurt so bad. Oh.
You good?
Woo! Oh, it hurt. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, but
If there's that many months to go and the album's already so good, I mean, what do you do at that time?
make more music, make better songs.
Are you honest with him about what you think are weaker links on the album? I mean, how do those conversations go?
He makes decisions. I just tell him what I feel about him, and he weighs that consequence and decides how to move forward, I think. Mm-hmm. But, like, Laugh Now, Cry Later, and it's still yet to be seen what that record is, or what happens to it in his journey, but I told him my read was will be a lot of people's favorite song on the album. It's that good. It reminds me of, like, Player's Anthem with Outkast and shit, and Bun B and Pimp, like that song and that feel-good moment and how incredible it was and how much everyone loved it, and like, so to me it's like a lot of people's favorite song. Like, oh man, that song's so good, I love it. It's what's your favorite song off this new CLB? Oh, that's my favorite song. Sure, but I don't think it has as strong as a chorus. It has a strong hook. The Baby shit is a strong hook, but I don't think it has as strong of a chorus as, say, like Hold On, We're Going Home, or Controlla, or One Dance, or Hotline Bling, or God's Plan, or like he's got big radio hits that sit at the top of the chart for an extended period of time. I don't necessarily believe Laugh Now, Cry Later is going to sit at the top of the chart for an extended period of time. It might sit there for 5 weeks plus, but I'd be surprised if anything longer. I'd be surprised even if that. I think it might be up there for a few weeks in number one. Are you fucking crazy? You know how long it took us to get a number one in this business? That's no fucking joke. I'm not downplaying having a number one on the goddamn Billboard. I'm just saying that Drake's also sat at the Billboard for 10, 20 weeks, and I don't know at number one, and I don't know if that record's gonna sit at number one. So I have those conversations like, yo, just so you know what I think. Don't think it's necessarily, but I think it's people's favorite song.
Do you
So
think?
I think it's an incredible song to drop. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that's my opinion. But I'm never gonna like. So like, I'll go as that far to be critical of a record,
Do you think it gets harder for him to stay at a number one position the later in his career he gets? I mean, do you think he's late in his career? Like, where do you stand on all that stuff? I mean, there was a fever pitch moment that every artist has who gets to that kind of status that lasts however long it lasts. But for him, it's just goes on in a way that we haven't really seen. So do you think that it's going to get harder for him to maintain that number one the later he gets in his career? I mean, even at this point?
I mean, I think the initial reaction would be, yeah, it gets difficult for any artist to continue to maintain that position the later you get in their career, but I can't tell you that's been the case for Drake. I can't, right? Like, the later in your career we get, the bigger the songs get, the better he gets. It's pretty phenomenal. So I think it gets easier for him as time goes on.
Are there any artists that you can liken him to in that way? I don't mean like musically, I just mean as far as like their careers and their success.
No, I don't know if there is, and I also say no because I don't have as accurate a perspective of any other artists, so it's like difficult for me to make a comparison. But someone made a Michael Jackson comparison the other day.
Bun B.
Yeah, Bun B. Yeah. Compared to someone else even of stature and significance too. Like, a few people have been making that comparison. Snoop or someone, like somebody like that too. Not only Bun, someone else did it. But I don't know, man. I don't even know if Michael had as long of a run in the place that Drake's been. Like, Michael almost had peaks and valleys to his career, I feel like, where Drake has just gone like this. And we haven't stopped or like plateaued. So I think until there's some sort of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't tell you what might happen.
Where do you think this stops?
I don't know if it ever stops. I mean, it has to stop at some point.
I mean, whether or not it's because he doesn't land a number one on an album or it doesn't stay number one long enough.
I mean, how old is Jay-Z? Jay-Z's 50 right now? He's 50, right?
And 444 was good.
Okay, so we're going past that.
So you don't think this ever ends?
I think Drake is smart enough and good enough of an artist that he will transition himself as a person, as an artist, fluidly and seamlessly into whatever he's supposed to be next, so that when he's in his 60s and going into his early 70s, he can still be one of the biggest, most relevant musicians in the world because he figured out how to do that. Is he going to take that path? I don't know. It depends what he wants to do with his own life and his own happiness. But I do thoroughly believe that he could be smart enough to navigate that and to make sure that by the time he got there, people weren't like, what the fuck is this guy still doing there? But still like, wow, man, this guy makes great music, and like, fuck it, we love it, keep going. He knows how to do that, and he makes good enough music. And I don't think that you get later in your life and stop learning how to make music, but the question is like, how relevant is it? And Jay-Z can still be relevant at 50. I think we got many, many years to go. A few more careers. So far we've had one. So we've got a couple left. So by that logic, it's been what, 10, 12 years? Mm-hmm. Another 25 years.
He's just gonna be like a Stevie Wonder on stage at somebody else's OVO Fest when he's in his 60s.
How old was Stevie when he did that? Must have been in his 70s? No. 60s? How old was Stevie?
It's gotta be.
No, Stevie's young.
Can you speak to the state of the album right now? I mean, just like musically, like if, not that you have to write a synopsis about what it is, but.
He's 70 right now.
Certified Lover Boy, like what is it?
Oh, it's like my favorite Drake album right now. But I mean, like, that's everything. The newest stuff is always my favorite. The newest stuff is always the best. This is the newest stuff. It's the best. It's really good. It's really good. I don't know. I just think it's gonna be an incredible album. I think it'll go down as one of his stronger ones. But we'll see. That's all subjective too. He has a dynamic career, right?
Do you think that's one of his strongest because of how long he's taken to craft it? I mean, does the time put in equate something more than if you were to disappear for 2 weeks with, like, let's say, if you're reading this as like a brilliant piece that was conceived very quickly, but, then you look at Nothing Was the Same, which is a lot of people's favorite album, if not Take Care, and like that was the opposite. So, like, do you see like the differences between them, like music? I mean, I don't mean musically, like clearly they're very different things, but what is all that time? Has all that time lent itself to this being one of his best projects? Is that what it really is? Or is it like what is going on in his life, maybe? Having more to talk about?
I think it's just getting a better read, right? Like every time you go in to take a shot, you get a little better and a little more accurate, and he just gets better and more accurate and better and more accurate, and he's just super accurate right now. So the shots he's taking are fucking hitting.
Do you think him having a kid has any effect on it?
Maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe. That could be an explanation, Maybe just some of the focus and the importance of what he's focusing on. I'm not sure. I don't know. Drake's drive is fucking crazy. Like, his ambition is psychotic. That's why we got to where we got, because of that man's ambition. No other reason. He wanted this shit. He made it happen. I mean, his talent, obviously, he's good enough to do it. But his ambition is crazy. So I don't know if I'm sitting here, it's like, man, how do you even get more ambitious than he was, So, like, did his son change him in that regard for the better? I mean, I'm sure it did. But musically, I don't know. He's always been at the top of his game. He's still going. Addy probably had a little help there, but I don't know.
Do you want to play us out? What does the trailer sound like?
Fuck, Theo, I don't know, man. Fucking trailers. I don't know. We've been recording. You got some pieces in there we can find. Or I need compressed air. A can of compressed air beside this piano at all times. So I used to be like, shh, 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 shh.
Just to dust it off. Oh, look at these keys.
Getting crazy out there.
Wow.
You hear that? Raccoons out there. Who's that?
What's that?
Oh, it's deer.
Just okay, so let's just stop for 1 minute. Hands off the keys, if possible. All right.
That rain literally sounds like it's hitting my piano. Be so nervous. Like no drops
That's
coming
crazy.
inside, right? Holy shit. I mean, that's another place to be value too. shit.
Just like I think that maybe less like kind of like just walking it up, and it's just those kind of melodies that take us from like one end of it to the other. When I was saying before, like that, like so some of those things also like, feel true to you guys in the way that you make your melodies.
Couple things in the last 2 minutes.
Second?
There's a couple cool pieces in the last minute.
Yeah. We just got to make it a process. It's not really going to be like a one-time thing.
No.
Especially when we start adding on everything that I want to do. There was this like, there's also this remember too, we're gonna piece all of this together, so it's not.
You know? And like your ear takes you there eventually, but then you also just get like lost in nothingness. So it's like it's a bizarre process. But you get really good shit at it too.
I think also just like
I think for
actually
film-
like making this and like turning it into something and then seeing what works and what doesn't work and like you being able to like pick up on like what you like.
But
when
like
I
for-
actually start putting this to that. you know,
Well,
that'll-
what we're
that'll
trying
help
to
a lot.
do is also like something that's rather difficult, right? We're working like from 2 or 3 different angles at the same time. You know what I mean? Like traditionally, this type of music would get played. You score this to the scene, you know. But we're making
Yeah.
the scene
You're kinda working
as
backwards.
I'm trying to play something that's scoring the scene that hasn't actually been made.
Yeah.
It's like an interesting.
But
Paradox.
but I'm saying that like once I start playing with this and like putting it to the footage and like we get an idea of what footage is being used, what the structure. of
No,
the
I just mean
song
like
is.
from a musical standpoint. Like
Yeah.
if I figured out or we figured out and agreed on like a theme melodically, like this is the, you know,
Yeah.
this is the melody that we want to play off of. Then we could play that melody 10 ways. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
fast, slow, emotionally, angry, happy, like all of that. But otherwise, I'm just whatever. I'm just another art. So you know, whatever happens. But I just hope that you find something that is worth something. It's not. It's not. It's what it is.
I mean, if I'm not saying anything, it's mostly just because it's working. I think,
No,
but
it's
it's just like exploring like
I
every
know.
part.
I'm gonna keep trying. But I'm also like not that great at piano.
Yes, definitely shouldn't say that.
Well, no, but it's like, so like say someone like Andrina Mill, who's like has like grade 10 piano training, right?
Mhm.
Like I have like grade 2 piano. Okay.
Mhm.
Like my piano is not like from a skill set. I try to learn how to like do more than like what the fuck. Then I'll potentially lose the ability to just open the faucet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because then I'll be thinking about what I'm doing and I'll be knowing why I'm doing the thing. I don't know why I do what I do.
Mhm.
Like, dude, I can play in almost every key, but I can't tell you what the keys are.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I can't tell you which notes are sharp and flat in the key of E.
Well, it's just like
I have no
classical
idea,
training
but if I had to
versus,
play
like,
an E,
hip hop.
no. I'm in C still. There we go. That's the hardest key to fucking play in. I'll pick the worst one. But yeah, whatever. I don't know what any of the sharp and flats are, but I can play most of them. But it's weird. So anyway, I'm terrible
Also,
at things
it's
like
also
this
like-
because I
it's
can't
also
actually
like
do it. I can just, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I I can't remember.
I think it's just it's the effect of letting it just play out the sound at the later end of this. That's gonna change the magnitude. If we can just explore this for like a little bit longer, I think that we're gonna have it.
Like if this was in tune, I could do that, right? It's 2 out of 2. Sounds
But
terrible.
even what you just did was kind of fucking perfect. I can go even longer. The way that you just did it for that first time. Maybe less sad too. I think we got